I'm here with Natalie, and we're going to take her on a tour of Brookside and the surrounding areas. We'd like to take you along for the ride. Are you ready to go?
Can't wait, let's go.
So this is Brookside East, which was recently redeveloped by Butch Rigby, and it's great. We have new shops, and part of the beauty of Brookside East is that it's smaller houses that younger people are moving into, and they love being over here because we are walkable to Brookside proper. So this is a row of really nice small bungalows. A lot of them have been redone. Bungalows, they're a layout. Let's pull over here and we can look at this one. They're a layout that they're very long. And then this little room up here at the top is the airplane room. And so that room is, so if you imagine a plane with the tail that comes up, that becomes the airplane room. But it's a layout that we see a lot here in Brookside. So as these houses are redone and new kitchens and new bathrooms, they're increasing in value. This is a very pedestrian neighborhood. A lot of people out walking, a lot of dogs out, being walked at night, and people are just friendly. It's very much a neighborhood. And Brookside East is where I bring clients who want to be in Brookside, and we need to start at a little bit lower price point. So what we've come into now is Morningside. So a little bit bigger house, a little wider street. You see some examples of different roof lines. A lot of Brookside is one house, one exterior and one interior, and they mix and match them. So I always laugh that it's one from column A and one from column B. So we'll go around here to the main drag of Morningside Drive. Okay, so this is Morningside. There are people that think Morningside, besides Ward Parkway, is the prettiest street in all of Kansas City. This is a street that was built by many doctors and attorneys, and that's why it's wider and it's very grand. And we have beautiful houses here that are all very unique. So this house on the corner here, this is the original architect's house of the Morningside neighborhood. It also has the most magnificent cherry mantle in it I've ever seen in my life. It is absolutely beautiful. So now we're going to go take a look at the old house that started it all for me. That's the one that was the first one. This is the bungalow. This is the house that started it all. It has the prettiest front door in all of Brookside. It's a tulip glass. So my aunt and uncle owned that house for years, and we had many Thanksgivings and other events there. And you came in and it was a center hall layout. So when I moved to my house and I walked in the front door and I was 2 steps inside the front door, that was my house.
You knew.
That's how I knew.
So that's the first old house that started it all for you.
That's the first old house that started it all for me. So this is Warnell Homestead. And when we look at houses, we also look at how pretty the block is. That's what everybody wants. It's like, how pretty is that block? So we come up here and there's some smaller houses that are you feel like they're kind of tucked in. But here we start getting into some all stone, all brick. Part of what makes these neighborhoods look so wonderful, and you look at them and you're like, is that the setback, all the houses face up the same exact way. So they're all the same distance from the street. And that's one of the things that makes it so special. And now we're in Countryside's historic district. So in Countryside, you have to watch when you do remodeling, what you're doing on the exterior, what's showing. And this is the backside of St. Teresa's High School, which is 150 years old. It is just beautiful. All-girl high school, great athletics, great academics, and they have a full soccer field, and some UMKC athletes also train over here. So now we'll go over to Luce Park, which is my favorite. So Luce Park was part of the original Kansas City Country Club. So you can almost see where the golf course was in the lay of the land. It kind of rolls, and
I didn't realize that it used to be a golf.
It was part of the golf course. This is where you come in, and Mrs. Luce had this done here. So this is the statue of Jacob Luce that she bought the park in honor of, and it can never be turned into anything but a park. So
that's in part of the rules.
That's in part of the rules of the donation she made to the city. So here, I'll take you down to my favorite spot. So you come down here, it's a little hidey hole. And they have an Asian garden here. See this? It's a succulent garden. And you can go in there and it's very peaceful. And you can be in there and just, go in there and sit. It's very nice.
It's just kind of tucked away there.
It is, and if you don't know it's there, then you don't know it's there. But I have spent some time in there. It's not the right time for the rose garden, but you can come here and you see these wide expanses of grass. And the nice thing about Luce Park, it is so well maintained. But Luce Park is lots of dogs, lots of people who walk. There's an inner loop and an outer loop, and it's well used. These are just grand. Look at that with all the pillars and how pretty that is. And up at the top, those dormers there, sometimes there was a ballroom in the top of these, and or that a lot of those were maids' quarters because they would have had au pairs and things to help care for the children. It was just a period of time when these houses were built.
Grand is a good word for them. They look like majestic, or
yes.
like...
Well, they look like a movie. They kind of look like a movie. We even have stone walls here. Those stone walls were built when the houses were built here, so that's wonderful. So this house on the corner here is my favorite house, probably in all of Kansas City. And they decorate it so pretty for Christmas, and they have that roof, and they used to have a retractable glass roof there in the middle. And one of these days, I'd love to be inside. I'd love to visit that house. When I came back to Kansas City, this was the street I wanted to live on. And Dybel was the builder. Napoleon Dybel was his name. And he was the builder who did the Tudor Revival. So here, these are the ones. And they look like Hansel and Gretel. And you have all these the parapet that comes out there with that kind of fun, almost looks like a castle-shaped door.
You're so right. I can imagine like like a gumdrop lane
they look,
going.
They're fabulous, and but I wanted to live here so badly. But again, it's the block, and you look at the block, but these were the Dybel Tudors, and so see here you can see all the stone, and that was all done, and there's a lot of new driveways here. They're just great. And then we're right here. You can work out, you can go to the grocery store, pop over and get some gas, drop off your dry cleaning. It is the absolute best walkable thing ever.
I could just walk down here and pick up my groceries.
Yes. Brookside Market, great, fabulous meat market. Here's the Brookside Barrio. Great guacamole, and we could go get a margarita.
Oh, I think it's margarita time.
Oh, absolutely margarita time.
Well, this has just been such a beautiful afternoon.
So have you figured out which house you want?
Tour. Oh man, you know what? I think right there along Ward Parkway, I just loved those Tudors.
Oh well, it gets no better than those.
I need one of those for me and my dog, so we can walk through these parks. I'm excited.
You would love it. You would love it. You would be a great treat to have here in Brookside.
Thanks, Ellen. I can't wait.